Yo, what is up, guys? It's your girl XO10 back with another video, and today, this is technically Fun Friday, but today we're gonna be reacting to spooky, scary stories again, and I'm gonna continue the video that we left out last time. So last time we watched I believe it was like 5 different horror stories. We watched it for like 23 minutes. It was a great time, but I never finished the full video. So today we're gonna see if we can finish it or just watch a little bit more of the compilation of May 2020 of 1C Entertainment Scary Stories. Now, last time I had a great time, so I'm hoping this will be better. And I want to get into this video because soon I'm going to have family coming over. So let's get into the Bible verse. Today's Bible verse is coming from Matthew chapter 26, verses 41. And it says, "Watch and pray that you don't enter your temptation, or enter into temptation." Sorry. And it says, "The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Now let me read that over since I stumbled a little bit. The Bible verse today is come from Matthew chapter 26, verses 41, and it says, "Watch and pray that you don't enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." With that being said, guys, I hope you're having an amazing day, and if you're celebrating July 4th, I hope you're having an amazing day. Stay safe and enjoy your firecrackers. Also, I just hope you're having a blessed day. God bless everyone. Let's get into it. So our first horror story is, I heard the piano playing in the basement, and it left off right there. So I'm kind of scared because I don't like when I'm watching scary movies or playing any scary game, I do not like that old timey music or old school music, whatever it is, where it's like sounds really old and creepy. I might play one if I find an example. But with that being said, guys, I'm kind of scared, but let's get into it.
My name is Kyla. This story is about a piano that was in my elementary school.
Oh, this is an elementary school?
Kid, my friend used to record random videos in my school's basement. Most of the time,
why is there a basement in elementary
were
school?
Off because hardly anyone went there.
That's kind of creepy.
And the reason was that that place was scary and sometimes smelled really bad. The basement was
this elementary school.
Dark.
I'd be scared.
We slowly walked in the basement with our phone lights on. I was nervous, but my friends were already walking ahead of me, so I just followed them.
It's gonna be like Conjuring.
We were a group of 5. So I felt like I should.
You'll get that reference if you watched it.
I was with them. My friend Michael was in the front since he was the bravest.
He's a savage, I
figured. The one recording on his phone. I was in the very
This animation look good too. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. She too scared.
There was a room just beside the basement's wall, and inside of it
oh
was a grand
snap!
piano.
There go the piano, y'all.
Nothing else, only the piano.
I'm scared.
We went inside that room first. We were all quiet, and you could only hear our heavy breathing as we walked through the basement. But we didn't hear anything. And then, out of nowhere, Michael said, "Boring." It took us around 3 minutes to reach the end of the basement.
They some savage elementary kids. Let me say that, because I wouldn't do that.
Started walking back in
they should have recorded the trip back.
We finally returned to the main gate of our school and sat on a bench. Everyone was focused on Michael as he pulled out his phone and started playing the recording. It was quiet at first, and then all that could be heard were our whispers as we tried to figure out whether or not we should continue with the recording. And then all of our eyes widened when we heard a sound coming from what seemed like just beside the basement.
It's the piano, ain't it?
We couldn't believe what we just heard, so we paused the video, rewinded it, and played it again. The sound came from the grand piano.
Oh, they didn't play the piano sound?
A creepy song, and at that moment, Michael almost dropped his phone. We were all shocked and scared. We didn't say anything for a while. I'm 100% positive that we didn't hear that.
Oh, they playing that suspense music, y'all.
It was definitely quiet. And the scariest thing was that the piano
they gave us a sneak peek. That's that Beethoven. I'm just playing, y'all.
The recording was around 3 minutes long, and when the recording was done playing, we were all speechless. This was many years ago, but to this day I still don't have an explanation for what happened. Maybe someone went to that room and played it.
Wait, is that it?
So,
No?
why couldn't we hear it while we were walking through the basement? We also didn't see anyone else down there.
What you looking at?
And why did we only hear it when we played the recording? I am still confused about that incident.
Oh, snap. It was her piano. Wait, pause. That story actually sucked. I'm be honest. It was not that good, but it did, like, okay, no, I'm not gonna say it completely sucked. I give it on a scale of 1 to 10, because y'all know that's how I rate the spooky scary stories. Y'all rate along. If you don't know the title, just be like, oh, that third animation, I rated a what, or so-and-so, or just put the title. But for our first animation, I definitely get it like a 3 out of 10, because, I mean, it wasn't completely whack. It did keep me on my toes and had me like, ooh, what's gonna happen? But, like, it was so short, I didn't get jump scared, and they barely even played the piano sound, so I couldn't be like, oh, that's creepy. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I ain't got much to speak on that. But the next horror story is called I Can't Believe What This Stranger Did in My Bathroom. Now, first of all, before we even start this, what you doing letting a stranger in your bathroom anyway? I know, kindness and all that. No. He could have found the porta potty, went to a gas station or something, but you ain't coming in my house using my bathroom. So I'm already a little suspicious, but let's get into it, guys. We're going to try to do like 5 animations there or 6, depending on how long they get or are. Let's get into it, though. Alright, move this off the
This
screen.
happened in the middle of last year. At that time,
that
I was
voice.
at home with my
It's
boyfriend
happening
Dan
there,
watching
but-
TV.
Oh.
Dan was deeply concentrated on what the TV screen was showing, so I was about to start making a romantic atmosphere. But then I heard a knock at the door. I got pretty pissed off as it interrupted, but got up anyway and opened the door. We lived with one of our friends, so at the moment, I thought it would be my friend. But to my surprise, it was a man around the same age as me.
No, look at his face.
He looked a
You
little
don't
bit
let
tired
nobody
and
in your
was
house
forcing
like
a
that.
smile on
Look at his
his
head
face.
switch. See it?
He was all
See the switch?
sweating,
I'm just
and his eyes were red as if from crying.
Oh.
But it wasn't my business to ask.
Mm-mm.
Oh, hello, the stranger said with a wide smile, taking his hand out for me to shake.
Heck no.
Hi, I said, looking at his hand and back at him.
Mm.
Can I use
Like,
the bathroom,
I'm not
please?
touching that, sir.
He asked, still having this huge smile plastered on his face.
Bro,
Before I
look
could
at
say
this.
anything, though, Dan came behind me and told the guy that, indeed, he could use the bathroom.
Heck no, you
The
can't.
man
His
went
smile,
in there,
this
and
it.
Dan and I just went back to the couch and
Let
waited
me
for him.
stop.
Then I heard some sounds, like water pouring in the bathtub. After 10 minutes, I slowly started to get curious, as he didn't come out yet.
Why
I
would
told
y'all
Dan
let
that
a
I should
stranger
check
in your
on him,
restroom that
but he
long?
told
Why
me
is
to
he
wait
even
a
in
little bit
here?
more. So I just waited.
Y'all
20 minutes
crazy.
later,
This man took a
He
bath.
didn't come out.
He done smelt the scent of y'all
There was
soap.
just silence
He
in the
done
bathroom.
kissed your towels and smelt them. Y'all
After
tripping.
30 minutes, well, Dan
He
decided
didn't
that
use
he'd
your
check the
Vaseline,
bathroom.
use your toothbrush.
However,
Shouldn't let him
having
in
a
that
bad
long.
feeling,
Shouldn't
I went
even let
along
him
with
in.
him just to be sure that nothing happened to him. Hey, is everything all right? I knocked at the door at the bathroom, but there was no response. I repeated the actions, but this time I knocked louder and yelled. Dan told me to wait a little longer, but I refused. I
Oh.
pressed on the handle of the door, expecting it to be locked, but to my surprise, it wasn't.
The door opened,
I
scared
couldn't
me.
believe what I saw in front of me.
He was in the bath.
To my horror, there was blood splattered on the floor everywhere,
Oh,
and the
snap.
bathtub was filled up with a red liquid.
Did he
Well,
kill
the
himself
life
in
was
the
found
tub?
in it. The smell of blood filled the bathroom.
Oh my
and I wondered how I couldn't smell
gosh.
that outside.
How you gonna go in somebody's
I
house
told
and
Dan
kill
to call
yourself?
911,
Or
while
kill
I went
yourself
over
in
to the
general?
body to check his pulse. But when I got closer to it, I noticed that a razor blade was shoved deep in his neck.
He killed
He was
himself?
just dead.
Why?
After half an hour, the 911 arrived with the cops. They took his body and we had to give our report to the cops. To this day, I became more paranoid about a stranger.
You look
Especially, I'm
stupid.
positive that
You
letting
shouldn't have let a
stranger
stranger
use
in your house
bathroom
anyway.
is not safe and
Duh.
just nonsense.
Man,
So,
that's
don't
what.
let
Oh, they
the
about to
stranger
give us an ad, y'all.
Ever.
Alright, guys. I had to watch the ad. Okay, so the next horror story. Okay, now I'm starting to see all the horror story titles. I like this. So, third animation. The second animation, you won't believe what the stranger did to my bathroom. That jump was fine. I give it, well, I'm not gonna overreact. I give it definitely a 7.5 out of 10, or maybe even an 8, because honestly, when I read the title talking about you won't believe what the stranger did to my bathroom, I didn't expect the stranger to kill himself in the bathroom. I expected like maybe some blood written on the wall, maybe just messed it up, or I don't know, smeared it, graffitied it. No, this man came in that restroom, cut himself in the throat, and killed himself. Now that's sad. But honestly, you shouldn't let no stranger in your house anyway. Like, why would you do that? Even if you're trying to be kind, no, you don't let no stranger in no matter what it is. No matter what. But y'all, with that being said, I rate that story that we just watched an 8 out of 10. Let's get into the next one. The next one is called True Ibiza, Ibiza. I don't know. True Ibiza Island Horror Story. Let's get into it, guys. Remember to rate what you think of, or tell me your rating on what you think about the animation.
This happened to me last summer.
People,
my best friend and I went to Ibiza for a week.
This is a little goofy animation.
Once we checked into our hotel on the first day, we threw our bags in our room and drove our rented car to the nearest supermarket.
They too happy.
On our way there, we talked about the hotel, which was
located
in the very old suburban part of the city. It was really dirty. It just had an overall weird vibe to it. My friend was really bummed out about it, but we agreed that it wasn't going to ruin our excitement for this trip.
Oh, hey, hold on.
3 a.m.
Yes, sir.
They
over here DJing and everything. They two-turn.
We were completely drunk and probably walked around the streets in circles. My friend laughed a lot, stopped, and then pointed at a tall garden fence. Through it, we saw the hotel building. It was right behind the garden. So, without putting much thought into it, we tried to climb over the fence.
I knew it.
My friend managed to succeed, but I fell and hurt my right leg quite a bit. He helped me up, and we stood in the middle of a bunch of green bushes. What the? My friend murmured all of a sudden. I looked up, and there were a bunch of tombstones.
Oh, heck no.
We were standing right between two walls, and at the end of the walls, there was a small chapel. The door was wide open.
I'm going there before you see something you don't want to see.
We could see that it was full of lit-up candles. I was about to ask my friend why the lights were on, but that drunk idiot suddenly started to laugh and walked toward the chapel with big, awkward steps. Due to my injured leg, I couldn't really catch up with him. I almost felt like puking, so I looked down for a moment. And when I looked up again, he was standing inside the chapel.
Should've went in there.
I took a few more steps and stopped as I saw his face look completely gray.
What did he see?
What's wrong? I asked.
I'm scared.
But he gave me no response. Suddenly, he raised his hand and signaled that I should back off and be quiet.
He possessed?
He leaned his face a bit forward, as if he was trying to see something in the room. At that point, I was really scared. So I just took as many steps back as I could while still looking at him. Then I heard
I'm scared.
The sound of footsteps, maybe 4 or 5 people, was directly in front of him.
Oh,
he
shoot!
He immediately turned around and started to sprint as fast as he could.
Oh, shoot!
While yelling, "Run! Run!
Oh,
go!"
shoot!
I could hear the footsteps getting closer
and
closer.
Shoot!
And
I'm scared!
whoever was chasing me was yelling some words in Latin.
Oh, no, let me turn down my headset. I'm too scared.
I was about to climb the fence.
Bro, no, he just smacked that time.
Gave me a push forward.
Once in the same...
Footsteps were still right behind us.
The punch
However, when we hit the ground on the other side of the fence
once
and
in
looked
the
back between the bars
this jump
into the green bushes, there was no one to be seen. No one to be heard. As frightened as we were, we glanced in every direction, looking for
This
them.
John is fine.
But there was nothing. We then got back on our feet and eventually went back to the hotel. Our legs were shivering. My friend entered the lobby first, and as I was just about to enter too, I looked back at the street we just came from and saw 5 figures standing in the darkness.
Oh!
They wore long black clothes and all stared directly at me.
Oh, heck no.
I got scared, so I immediately got in and went up to my room.
Oh, it's not
Our
over.
hotel room was located on the 5th floor, So I looked down the window into the streets, but I couldn't see any of the figures. I remained extremely paranoid during the rest of our stay.
I'd be
but we never
paranoid too,
encountered
man.
anything similar. Even to this day, we haven't talked about the incident.
Don't be putting them hands out there. Put your hand back. Put your hand back. Look, all these creeping hands look like you're crippled. Alright, let's pause, guys. That horror story was fine. I really liked that one. I don't know what it was. I don't know. But that one, I don't know. The sound of them footsteps running behind them made me want to run. Because that was scary. And I was really hoping that, well, I can't say it was a letdown when the friend was running back towards his friend and they didn't show the people behind them. Because I wanted to see how it looked with them running, especially since the footsteps were so intense. But I can give that story definitely like an 8.5 out of 10. I actually really enjoyed it and it kept me on my toes. I was actually pretty excited. So the next horror story, though, is called True Horror Road Trip. This is our 4th animation, guys. So, and then I think I'm gonna do one more, then we'll cut it off there. So True Horror Road Trip. Let's get into it.
This happened about 4 years ago in December.
Hey, hold up. That's great graphics, because that's what my computer looked like.
Photos and videos for social media content creators. And because of this, we tend to have a lot of spare time on our hands. We used to go on road trips to a local lake that has a few nice spots to camp at, and a ski resort. We usually went there on our days off.
I like to try, though.
One week, the 6 of us finished all of our projects early, so we had a few days off. We decided to drive to the lake. I won't be using their real names for obvious reasons, so I'll call them Kevin, Steven, Brittany, Katie, and Josh.
What if that is their real names and he told us he wasn't going to use their real names, so we won't think it's their real name? Sports car,
and Steven and I rode on our motorcycles.
Heck no, they too cool.
Kevin and Josh took Steven's Jeep. But on this trip, Josh had just bought a new Sprinter van, which the previous owner had converted into a 2-person camper. So Kevin decided to ride with Josh.
Ooh.
When we arrived, we skied, had some really delicious camping food, and listened to Josh brag about his new van. It was a pretty normal trip.
Hey, two-turn.
On the last day, we all packed up to head home. About 2 hours into the trip back home, we were a little hungry, so we stopped at a gas station to grab some snacks.
That's not important. But fun fact, when I was little,
I
used to watch people who rode motorcycles. I used to want a motorcycle.
Which
I
was
don't want
kind
one
of
now.
foolish.
I want a Jeep, actually.
We were in there maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and the car's door was left open the whole time.
What? Somebody in there.
Outside, we had a huge shock waiting for us.
The car was gone, wasn't it?
Josh's van was gone.
Well, so slow. Why would you leave it open?
There was a huge dent on the side of Katie's car, and another dent on the side of an old truck in the parking lot.
They folded their cars up trying to get out.
To an employee. We were so panicked at that moment, so we immediately called the police.
Why would you leave your door open?
Since we were a little off the grid, the police took 15 minutes to arrive, and by then, we knew the chances of them being able to find Josh's van was slim to none. The scariest thing about it was that Kevin brought his work laptop on the trip, and I knew that Kevin didn't have a password set up on it.
Oh, you always put a password on your technology.
While the police searched the area, but they couldn't find anything.
Kevin,
they told us to go home,
man.
And they would contact us if they found the stolen van. Kevin and Josh rode with the girls.
What happened to their motorcycle?
Oh, okay,
they still got those. We didn't see them on screen, so I didn't know.
Very closely.
But look at her car, bro. They messed that John up.
Once during the remaining 3-hour trip home.
Oh, no.
Fast forward 2 or 3 weeks later, we received a frantic call from Josh. He said that the police contacted him and that the van had been found.
They found it?
All 6 of us showed up to see the van, and the van had somehow been rolled on its side and was left in a ditch near the highway, about an hour from where it had been stolen. Once they got it out of the ditch and flipped it upright, the police let us look inside to see if we could salvage any personal items. Sure enough, Kevin's laptop was gone, along with a set of kitchen knives that Josh had used for making kebabs.
They stole some knives?
The most disturbing thing, though, was that once we got the busted driver's side door open, we saw that both seats were stained a deep dark red in multiple places.
And it's cut up.
Had slash marks all over it.
Oh my gosh.
At that point, we were really afraid of the van. Josh let the police take the van for further inspection.
Wait.
But we never heard what happened to it, or who the blood belonged to.
Oh, we got an ad again, guys. Hold up. We passed the ad. Jeez. Pause that. Okay, I give that story I give it an 8 out of 10. You know, I've been giving a lot of 8s. None of them have reached my peak of 9 or 10. But I did enjoy that story. But I'm really mad at Kevin because, one, why would you leave your door open? I mean, I don't care if that gas station was abandoned or not. Close your doors and lock it. And two, why did y'all not have a passcode on your technology or laptop? Now they can track down where y'all working and kill all y'all. You see what they did to the front of the van? They supposed to be tripping, man. But I enjoyed that story. Let's get into the next horror story. Our last horror story is called True Horror Story about the Lumberjack. Now let's pray and hope that this be a great one. Let's see how we're gonna end up. If it's not good, I'll do another one. If it's good,
Louis,
I won't
live
do
in
another
Switzerland.
one. Switzerland.
This
Ooh.
story happened 5 years ago during the
I'm
winter
already liking
holidays.
this joint.
It was an icy cold day and the snow was falling continuously, so we had to warm the house all day
I
long
know
with the
Switzerland probably
firewood,
get a lot of
putting
snow.
it into the fireplace. My dad told us all the time that we should take care of the firewood.
This some good animation.
However, for the next days, we
Oh
didn't do anything
snap!
but just played
They on
Nintendo.
that DSi Nintendo.
Eventually, we
This
noticed
my
later
junk. Yeah,
around
I was
9
playing that
p.m.
junk this
We
weekend.
had run out of wood.
Oh, that's
Dad
crazy.
got angry. So, as a punishment, he sent me and my older sister to the local lumberjack who was famous in the area. His shop was located 1.5
They on the
kilometers
Nintendo
away from our
DSi,
house.
y'all. That's my
He
junk
was
right
a really
there.
tall guy with a
Oh,
long
no.
beard and wore a black and white lumberjack shirt as a classic lumberjack. Anyway, at first he seemed very talkative. We ordered 2 bags full of wood, which were about 50 kilograms. He said, "Okay, hold on. It'll take about 15 minutes to cut and wrap everything." All of a sudden, my sister had to go to the restroom. He said that he would let her know where
Should
the
have
toilet
held it
is,
for 15
so she
minutes till you
followed
got
him.
back to the house.
I was
Nah, I'm
waiting
just
for
playing.
about 15 minutes, and then I noticed the place was silent. I saw neither my sister nor the man. I
He
called my
killed
sister's
her.
name, but there was no answer. Then I got a message from my dad that if we bought the wood, then we should come home immediately. According to the
Why?
local news, the police are looking for a serial killer in the village 50 kilometers from here.
Yo, that's the
They had also
lumberjack.
attached a picture, and unfortunately, he looked very similar to the lumberjack.
Oh
heart
no.
I wanted to scream, but then he
Run!
came with the bag of wood suddenly.
Oh no.
He was smiling, but I could feel that something was weird. He looked joyful.
Hold on.
"Please, ask me where's your sister," he said and winked at me.
Oh
"She's
my
certainly not
gosh.
far away from you." Then I noticed the red stains on his shirt.
He killed her.
I nervously opened a wood sack,
Hold up.
and the pink hair clip of my sister came out.
Oh my
I was
gosh,
full of
y'all.
anger. I grabbed a wooden bag with all my strength and hit the man.
Oh, Jack!
He screamed and
Jack!
fell on the floor.
Jack!
Pulled out my
Hey, that's
pocket
good
knife and
work.
stabbed him.
Oh, snap. Hold
2
up.
or 3, many times.
Oh.
Suddenly, I heard a
He
loud
murdered
scream
him.
out of nowhere. "Stop, Louis!" It was my sister. "That was a prank." She was crying. I couldn't think
No.
straight. My head was all messed up.
Pause. He just killed them. Bro, why are you pranking somebody like that? That's not a good prank. Well, honestly, if I was a kid watching that prank, I'm like, oh, that's fine. Because I don't think anybody would have killed. No, forget all that. That's not a good prank. Because for one, you fake like that man was a serial killer. For two, he had blood on his shirt. Then he talked about something. "You want to know where your sister is? She's pretty close. Check the bag." And then he opened the bag of her boy right there. I'm with him. I'm swinging that bag of wood and killing him. Because he a serial killer. He about to kill me. That's not a good prank. But let's get back into it. This
What
jump
have I
fire.
done? I killed the wrong guy.
Bro, he just killed somebody,
I
bro.
dropped the knife and stared at his cold body.
No.
But then I recognized that I had no time. I knew that we had to get rid of this body quickly while we were still alone in the shop without employees or customers.
Bro,
So I
that's
quickly
her
looked
fault.
around and found a hidden room, which was locked. We kicked the door and pushed him inside. And we were about to turn on the light in the room to find a cover, but then what I found was a huge shock.
More wood.
The
I'm just
room
playing.
was full of people who had been cut in several pieces, and the floor was covered with blood. The
Oh,
lumberjack
heck no.
was the
Get
real
up.
serial killer.
Oh,
He was
snap.
so terrified that we quickly covered him with some
Call the
fabric and
cops.
then ran out of the shop.
Bro, they
We ran home
wait,
as fast as
wait,
we could.
wait. Pause. Hold on. Bro, that's too much to take in. So they did a prank. And they pranked the dude at like the lumberjack was the killer. And he ended up killing the dude. And when they went to go hide the body, they found out that the lumberjack was really the killer. Oh, man. This story, we ain't got to finish 10 out of 10. But let's finish it,
Good.
y'all. Oh,
My
my
dad asked us what happened.
gosh.
But we couldn't tell our parents anything. Since that day, we always made sure that we keep enough wood before the heavy snow. And I'm still wondering if the police found all the bodies at that shop.
Bro, this man's... Pause. Yeah, that's the last animation though, y'all. That last animation was so good. Now, if that's not all of our favorites, then somebody tripping. That's a 10 out of 10. None of the horror stories compared to that one. Bro, there were so many plot twists. They weren't even twists at that point. They were spirals. Cause God, dog. Yo, Once Entertainment. Yo, y'all had the best animation ever. Keep the good work going. And once again, please don't copyright me. I just really like your animations. And I keep this series going forever. Bro, y'all have great animations. I'm so glad I was able to react to this one. Especially the lumberjack one. That's hands down my favorite. Like 10 out of 10. With that being said, guys, though, I hope you're having a wonderful day or had an amazing day, and that you enjoy your 4th of July if you participate in it. With that being said, though, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can be one of the first people to view my videos when I drop it. Also, please, so I can be more engaged with my viewers, tell me how your day was, and also comment below what was your favorite animation and what do you rate the other animations. With that being said, guys, I hope you have an amazing day and peace out.